They told of torture and abuse inside cramped detention centers. Due to the lack of space, detainees were often forced to lie on top of each other. Young women say they were forced to undress, they were beaten and threatened with rape. The violent police crackdown on mainly peaceful protesters has left deep scars on many Belarusians. It has also angered many of President Alexander Lukashenko's former supporters. The call for him to step down has resonated around Belarus.
They detained everyone, beat everyone, girls, guys, children who were 15, 14, 13 years old. There was a grandpa who was around 70 with us. Everyone got detained. Even if you just came out of a shop to see what's going on, you got detained.
I was pushed into a police truck. They told me either you go with us for 15 days or we beat your legs and let you go. The fact that I'm here now, it's clear what I chose.
The call for Alexander Lukashenko to step down resonates around Belarus. After a violent crackdown, this is what the president is facing. More people on the streets and growing anger about the thousands detained and excessive violence used. Olga Poklanskaya, a columnist for a state-owned newspaper, is still looking for her 21-year-old son, Ilya, detained with his friend on Monday evening.
My son is a student at the law department. He's not an alcoholic nor a drug addict. I don't want our boys to be beaten. They are the future of our country. It's barbaric in the 21st century. If they don't stop, I will burn myself. I am ready to go on a hunger strike.
Around the country, factory workers have started to join the protest. At a large state-owned lorry factory, hundreds announced a strike, demanding new elections. Former servicemen are throwing away their uniforms out of shame for what government troops have done to their own people. A serving police officer fled the country after he recorded a statement saying he won't follow what he calls criminal orders to use violence any longer. European and US ambassadors in Minsk laid flowers at the square where one of the protesters was killed.
We call on the authorities to allow peaceful protests for all and to release all those who have exercised this right.
While the protests are swelling, police have stayed away. Many Belarusians have overcome their fears.
We want our country to develop and not to stay at a dead end.
We'll stay here until our dictator is overthrown and happiness comes to our country.
More and more Belarusians are joining these spontaneous protests. After they were beaten and chased off the streets at night, they're now protesting during the day. A new strategy that seems to confuse the authorities.
While Lukashenko might have been able to silence Belarusians for many years, this time they're determined to have their stolen voices returned to them. Vaessen, Al Jazeera, Minsk.